Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Three Essential Questions. My name is Pam Myers with Pam Myers Social Media. My co-host in this weekly program is Erica Yoakum with Virtual Personal Assistant. And we do this program every Thursday morning at 9:30. And then we share the information, we share the recording out on our social media and the respective social media platforms. Our guest today is Trey Morelock. Is it Mur or More? Morelock. Is it Morelock? Okay. All right. Our guest today is Realtor Trey Morelock. Trey, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah. And Trey, you handle real estate. You handle all over Albuquerque area. Are there? Correct?
Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, Placitas, Bernalillo, all surrounding areas, all the way down to Belen and all as high as Jemez.
Okay.
So, yeah. If I don't work that area, I know somebody who does.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you can help clients all over the place, really.
Exactly.
So how has this whole pandemic affected what you do for a living and you personally?
What I do for a living, in the beginning when it first happened, it was a little scary. But as far as real estate goes, markets are crazy. So I've been very, very busy.
Crazy as in good crazy.
Good crazy. Yes, it's been really, really, really busy. The problem is that I think the biggest problem is just the lack of inventory, because a lot of people are cautious to sell their house right now. It's during a pandemic, so maybe it's not the best idea to have, hundreds of people running through your house at the moment. But at the same time, the values of homes right now are higher than they've ever been. So it's one of the best times to sell your house. So
are you finding any virtual ways of doing that? Or are you actually still doing like physical shows?
Both. I've had to move my business a lot more virtual. So I do virtual tours where I hire a photographer that comes in. They use this really cool camera, and it just takes 3D images of the entire house. So for my listings, you can basically walk through the whole house. Nothing is hidden. It's not taken from creative angles or anything like that. It's the real house.
No fish islands.
No fish islands. Yeah. You literally can walk right through by clicking from your computer and see everything, which is so cool.
So I have a realtor friend who's doing Zoom open houses. So
yes.
People drive up and sit in front of the house, and then they all join the Zoom session, and she walks through. So she answers, and her husband's helping her. And they walk through. So somebody will say, "Open that closet for me," and she'll walk over and open the closet and show, no, there isn't any, whatever, or yes, look at all that space or whatever. I love, this is why I'm, one of the things I have loved so much about this whole 3 questions thing that we've done is seeing the ingenuity, the adaptations that people are doing. And
I've been doing a lot more Facebook Live open houses and things like that. And honestly, I think I'm going to continue to do those. I find them more beneficial. Sometimes we even get a higher turnout than a normal open house.
Good.
Now Pam knows this so much about me. If I don't have to leave my house and put on a bra and pants and go out in the world, if I could, when I found out there were people who would shop for me and bring me my groceries, I'm a happy girl. So I could view houses that way. I mean, that's how I would want it. I would want to do it, right? Especially in the early stages when you're just window shopping,
Right.
literally, right?
You can get a good, you can get a good feel for what you want. You can get a good feel for what things look like.
Right.
Exactly.
You can really narrow your search down.
Right.
And the ghosts
and then
show up better on camera. So
yes, sometimes like we call it, when I do my tours, I call it, when you're on the internet dating sites and somebody posts a picture and it's not who it really is when you meet them, they call it catfishing.
Yeah.
So that's what we call it when we get to a house and the photos were creatively taken and it's like, whoa, we got catfished.
We got house fished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
How about you personally? How did this affect you personally?
Personally, it's been really hard, honestly. Like, my wife is an ICU nurse. So she comes home in tears a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's real. It's, people, it's hard because there's so many people around us. So we don't see. And when people go to the hospital, you don't see them. They're locked in the hospital, But there are beds that are full. There are people that are on ventilators. There are entire families that are no longer with us anymore. Like, and she had this wonderful man patient. He was so sweet, just a really nice guy. And he got sick. He took his wife in, and because he thought she was sick, because she was showing more symptoms. The doctor looked at him and the doctor was like, your lips are blue. We need to check you out too. So both of them ended up on ventilators. And the saddest thing is because nobody can go visit and those kind of things, they ended up separated and, and they both had to pass alone. That's the hardest thing is that you can't have your family around you.
Brutal.
And so she comes home crying a lot.
That's got it. And then the extra precautions, I'm sure, protecting you, like stripping I've heard these stories, stripping in the garage and showering, and the whole bit. Well, I mean, and we did that. My son's the only one who actually wants to leave the house. And cause he's even more of a people person than I am. And he would go to an event, a Boy Scout event type of thing. And he'd walk in the house and stop at the washing machine and drop trowel, strip down, and head straight into the shower and not allowed to come near any of us.
Right.
So he was clean.
Right.
Yeah, we have a decontamination area in the garage where she goes and strips down to skivvies, and then we spray it all down with Lysol, and then she comes in, goes straight to the shower, clothes go straight in the washing machine. We got the Lysol, the stuff that there's this sanitation laundry stuff that you can get, so we use that too. But they in the hospital, their protective gear is awesome.
Really? I was going to ask about that. Is it?
Yeah,
their stuff is pretty good. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, they've got, she's covered head to toe in plastics and protective gear, and I think she's safer than the rest of us.
Right? Yeah, I mean, God bless her for being there.
Right.
Job that I could have ever done. So the people who can those are the heroes. Let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just look at her all the time and go, our jobs are so different.
Right? Wow. Yeah.
I'm just like, and I can never have as bad of a day. Like every time.
Right? You win every damn day. Okay.
Exactly.
I showed a crappy house today. Well, let me tell you about this little old man and his wife. Okay.
Right.
Win. Wow.
Exactly. So I
Mhm.
feel safe at home because of that beyond precautions that we take here. People laugh at us, but it's scary, and
Right.
you know, it's just one of those things.
Yep. Yep. It is
So
very scary. It's not just a normal flu.
right. And
Right.
when I do go show, I take clients, we all wear masks.
Yeah.
Well, I use gloves.
Mm,
They use gloves so that we can just rip them off per house. For
yeah.
me, that's a lot easier.
Right.
Uh, if gloves aren't available after the showing, I go back through the house, or I'll follow them through with Clorox wipes. Everything they touch, I wipe on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
Good.
because
Well,
it's just about trying to keep everybody safe.
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of, I mean, that's, you've answered question number 2. How have you responded to this situation? But so you're thinking that the virtual thing, it's interesting that you say that you get a better response, because we found as a board that we actually get better turnouts to events, the virtual
Yeah.
events, which I find
Yeah.
fascinating. I mean, granted, you don't have to drive anywhere, and for those of us who don't, have a few and then drive home, like half of
Right.
Albuquerque, you know, that we can participate, and I can sit here and have a beer, and
Right.
but it's interesting in real estate. I would think that people would be more touchy feely, so it's cool that they're getting it, that it's better to do it virtually.
Right. They do get touchy feeling on it, and when it's time, when
Right.
it's the right house. But
Mm-hmm.
you can save months. You can look at 30 houses in a day on your computer,
Right.
and if we go physically, maybe I don't really like to show more than 8
Mm-hmm. Right. It gets
because
too
they
late.
all melt into one big
Right.
house anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
So yeah, virtually you can get a lot more done. And it's the same thing showing up for meetings. I can go to 3 or 4 trainings. I'm getting more trainings in than I've ever gotten before because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not driving all the time.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
cost has gone down. We figured it out that we're saving between $400 and $500 a month with me not
Wow.
driving into Albuquerque, because not only is
Right.
it the gas, but I'm always meeting people for food.
Right.
Right.
Half the time I'm picking up the check, which
Right.
that's me. I'm like, sure, I'll pick it up, no problem.
We should
I'll
hang
write it
out
off,
more.
and all that type of stuff. But between all of those expenses, we're saving a bundle by staying home.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Absolutely.
I know. We should get a bigger auto insurance discount for not using our vehicles.
Right.
Some
I
insurance
definitely
companies
say
do.
I get 3.5 weeks per gallon now. And
Right.
All right.
Tom was
Yeah.
like, "Do you want to fill it up?" I said, "Well," he said, "You don't need it, but do you want to fill it up?" I said, "When was the last time we filled up the tank?" And he said, "Well,"
Right.
we're both like, "Do you remember we were having I'm like, it was like a month ago that and I still have over a half a tank of gas." So
I'm not that lucky.
yeah, well, I'm not running around showing houses either.
Yeah.
We're doing the grocery runs, or 4 o'clock
But
in the
it's still
afternoon. Like, I need beer
right.
because I've had a day.
Uh,
But
yeah. Yeah. So Trey,
Absolutely.
what does it look like for you and your actually for your business and your personal life on the other side of this? Will you keep doing, you think, FaceTime showings and
Absolutely.
different things like that?
Absolutely. The virtual stuff is definitely going to stick.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still be live, and there are live open houses now. A lot of realtors are still doing live open houses. They're very controlled,
Mm-hmm.
and only so many people are allowed in at a time. A good friend of mine sets up a tent outside and lets people, and has waters and things, and everybody stands 6 feet apart outside, and then one person at a time goes through the house, or one couple.
Okay.
So that works really well too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
So yeah, but the virtual stuff is definitely going to stay. You can just reach so many more people.
Mm-hmm.
are you seeing an age discrimination between the ones who are doing more virtual and the ones who want to do it in person? Right, like we were talking about millennials earlier, older folks. Are the younger ones are like, sure, of course we'll do it online because they grew up
Absolutely.
online. So
Yeah, absolutely. The
Mhm.
older folks are learning though,
well, that is
they're
very true.
right. We've all been kind of, you have to right now,
Mhm.
which was good, I think, because it's getting everybody closer to the same page,
Good. Yeah.
which I find, everybody's getting everyone is more apt to know how to Zoom now. Everyone is more apt to know how to see a Facebook Live video or to do a Facebook Live call or do a FaceTime call or, all the apps that are out there. People are learning quick.
Yeah.
Businesses, I think a lot of businesses too are going to end up keeping their employees at home because it's just a lot less expensive. The overhead is much less.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is not, they don't have any plans to go back until sometime in 2021.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I want to just touch upon something because Erica mentioned the board. But for some people that might be watching this, they might not understand what the board is. And so I'm president of the New Mexico Out Business Alliance. Erica is secretary. Trey, are on our board. Although you don't need to be on our board or a member of the association alliance to be on Three Essential Questions.
It was a happy coincidence.
Just work. Yeah.
Like, oh, let's do Trey. Yeah, let's invite Trey.
Yeah.
Let's do that one. Yeah. She'll do it. Trey will do anything.
You were education on the board and now you've moved to membership, right?
It's true.
Yes. Okay, great. And we're thrilled to have you in that capacity.
Yes. Right. I like it. It's so much fun. I'm so thrilled to be a part of that board. It's one of the best associations that I have joined.
Oh, wow. How nice.
It is. It's nice to work with so many professionals and everything stays professional, which I really like.
Good. I like that. We want to keep that.
Right. It's a great,
Yeah.
it's a really, really nice one.
Cool. Well, Trey, if folks want to reach out to you and do a virtual tour or, just check in with you about these great low rates and all that, how do they find you?
So you can email me at TreyMorelock, Trey Morelock @gmail.com. You can call me on my cell, 505-417-3377. Or you can check my webpage at www.treymorlock.com.
Well,
and you're on social media? You're on Facebook? And
I'm on Facebook, Trey Morelock Realtor, and just my regular page is Trey Morelock too. So it's all just my name.
Awesome. Great branding.
Well, it's unusual enough that works for you, right?
It does. There's not a lot of Morlocks in New Mexico.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Trey.
No problem. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.